Welcome back. This is the Power Hour with Gornick and Sullivan. I'm Steve Gornick, filling in for my co-host Brian Sullivan tonight, as he is not here. But we are joined live in studio. Our first ever in studio guest is a big deal. Tim Downey, the assistant coach of the Iona College Rugby Football Club, a club that has a lot of prestige here on campus at Iona. They've won plenty of tournaments, plenty of regular season games. So Tim, the ICRFC, they recently opened their spring season with a win against UPenn last weekend. What kind of plans does the club have for this season, for the 2013 spring schedule?
Well, we got a pretty stacked spring schedule coming up. Well, obviously UPenn was an easy win for us. We won 53-7, so we expect them to do a lot better. But we got a pretty stacked spring. We are playing the New York Athletic Club in 2 weeks, along with Kutztown from Pennsylvania. It's going to be a round-robin tournament over in Pelham. So that would be a good test because the New York Athletic Club is #1 in the country in a Meds League, and Kutztown is #4 in D1 Premier Rugby. So it'll be a true test for us, considering that we're a D1 AA club. But we also got the four-leaf tournament in Randall's Island, and as well as the Beast of the East. So those are two important tournaments that we're trying to win this semester.
Yeah, I was at both those tournaments with you guys last year, and they're just awesome. I don't know even how you guys do it. So many games in one day. It's incredible.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a toll on your body, a toll on your mind as well. 2 hard days of rugby. Four leaf's only one, but they're both grueling days. Beast of the East goes Saturday, Sunday, about 5 games, and four leaf's 4 games. So it's definitely rough on your body.
So for those who don't know, Tim is a graduate of Iona College. He was on the team for a couple of years, but this is your first year on the coaching staff. How has the recruiting process been? Because we're a club, it's tough sometimes to get players. How's the recruiting process been this season for you?
Well, usually it starts in the beginning of the year. We do our August training camp before our season. Our normal season's in the fall. So recruiting's been actually real good this semester. We've had a roster of 44 students, which is one of the highest that has been since I've been here with the club. It hasn't been a couple years, Steve. It's 6. So.
Yeah. I mean, you took a little extra time in college, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, no harm, no fouls, right?
So with the recruiting process, when you're out on campus, I know in the beginning of the year, usually in August, you like to have the guys in here for training camp, but you're looking to get players in. Is there a specific type of athlete you look for? Because in the tri-state area, especially with the public schools, they don't have rugby teams. So basically, freshmen who come in are learning a new sport. So is there like a specific type of player you look for when recruiting?
I wouldn't say there's a specific type exactly. Obviously, we take all types of students: wrestling, football, soccer, but a mix of all these sports are actually the best. Rugby's a very different game than most. It involves running, kicking, a little bit of wrestling involved. So I usually like kids that have a mix, but we do take anyone that would like to come join and see what rugby has to offer.
Yeah, because with rugby, it's really unlike any of the sports out there, because a lot of people like to compare it to football, but when you look at a rugby game, it's kind of like football, soccer, everything thrown in one. So, like, I guess it makes sense to have kids who have plenty of athletic experience no matter where it's from, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think that's an important thing.
So now we're in the spring 2013 season. You have games, you have tournaments. Is there a specific goal in mind this season?
I mean, we all love to have an undefeated season, you know? But definitely back-to-back championships in the four-leaf and Beast of the East. Yeah, we went 2 years running for both tournaments, so we're hoping for a three-peat in both tournaments. It will be a pretty interesting season, but hopefully the ultimate goal is an undefeated spring, and hopefully that will lead to an at-large bid to some national tournaments.
Yeah, definitely. Three-peat is nothing short of incredible, especially with those tournaments, so many teams playing, and it's so difficult just to play your best rugby on those games when you're playing 3-4 games in one day. That'd be incredible if you guys could pull that off. And so you started here at Iona in 2007, and it's been now 6 years, which time flies, right?
Yeah, right.
But how has the Iona College Rugby Football Club, how has the program changed since you first joined in 2007?
Well, when I first came to the club, we were even having trouble getting field space right here in the middle of campus. So obviously we've been getting our field space, our game slots. But you know, when I was a freshman, I just had to run a mile down the road here to City Park and practice. We didn't have a field to practice. Then we got kicked off the field there by the football league there. Had to move our practice to another spot off campus. So it's great to actually be on campus and to be involved with the school. So I think we've come a very long way, and we have a lot of steps still that need to be taken to be where we want to be.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's hard to believe for someone like me. I started here in 2009. That was the first time since the 70s where Iona didn't have a football team. So freshmen, sophomores at Iona today, they don't think we've ever had a football team. You know, it's not even something they think about. So the fact that you guys were battling for field space is just to show where this club has gone. So, I mean, although some people miss having a football team around, it's definitely a benefit the rugby club.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were always fighting for space with those guys. They had over 100 roster.
Yeah.
So if you think about just the time and the space on the field, it just wasn't there.
So with a lot of players who come to Iona, they end up maybe never having rugby experience, but they play the game for 3 or 4 years and they end up loving it. So are there examples of players who have gone on past college and played rugby at a professional or very competitive level?
Absolutely. A few players that come to mind: Charles Rizzo, Oliver Vega, Kyle Granby. They've all participated high-level rugby. Even our head coach, Pat Fife, has won a national championship with the New York Athletic Club. Kyle just won the USA Sevens men's tournament out in Las Vegas. Charles Rizzo's competed at the national level for the USA Tomahawks. And Oliver Vega actually played for the New York Men's Club in Manhattan and was shipped out to Australia on a free ride to learn to play rugby out there and got paid for it. So there's definitely opportunities out there. And, you know, a lot of Iona players are ones that are doing stuff in the rugby world, especially over at NIAC, right over here in Pelham. Yeah,
it's incredible how this small school in New Rochelle, with really a grassroots rugby program, you guys, you know, you fund everything for yourselves for the most part. So with that being said, I know that's a goal of yours. Our last question here tonight: where does the Iona College Rugby Football Club currently stand, and what's your biggest thing to improve on going forward?
Well, definitely competing in the Empire Conference is a little rough. We've moved on from Division 2 to Division 1A. Division 1 AA. So competing in that conference is definitely rough. Competing against schools like Army, it's Army, man. You know, it's definitely.
They're very athletic there.
Yeah, of course. But I would definitely like to get up to their level of rugby, their fitness level. We have a lot to improve on as a club, as well as a school. I feel eventually I would love to be moved over to the athletics department, so we can be under their rule and get some more funding. And allow our guys to play more rugby and enjoy the sport for what it is. There's a lot of opportunities out there for us, and I think it's all there for the taking. So,
all right, sounds great. And for our viewers out there, is there does the ICRFC, are they on social media? Is there a Facebook page you can tell everyone about?
Absolutely. It's called the Iona College Rugby Football Club on Facebook. That's the only thing we really do on social media. We do have a Twitter. On game days, it's updated. It's just ICRFC at Twitter. And then, yeah, that's really what we do for social media. But we do have an email list. If you can get it off the Facebook page if you're interested. So.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for coming in. For everyone listening, I really recommend going out to see this team play. Rugby is really, it's unlike anything else. It's tough to experience at first because you're a little confused what's going on. But myself, last year, I started going to games a lot. I think after like the second or third game, I really got a good hang of the sport. And it's something great to have on campus, you know. A lot of people complain, oh, we don't have a football team, but Saturday, Sunday afternoons, a lot of times the rugby team's out there playing, and they're great to watch. So please come out, support your team this season. Tim, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Steve. I appreciate it.